What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Star Wars edition of the Ragin Nation show. This is just a website where we talk about all things matter me in the world of Star Wars films. This is episode number 26, and I'm sure by now y'all have seen the Rogue One Star Wars Story Trailer 1. I checked it out. It was awesome. Man, it really blew me away because Gareth Edwards, the director, he really knew what to do to make the fans go wild. From the very beginning of the trailer all the way to the very end with that AT-AT shot, man, I was just like, I just gotta tell you that I feel as pumped for this film as I did for Star Wars The Force Awakens. And I gotta tell you something. This film is actually very important. This film is very significant. The reason why is because Episode 7, 8, and 9, they could actually make it up as they go along. They could just put all kinds of new elements and aspects of the Star Wars universe into these films. However, for Rogue One, this is a story that we as the fans, we kind of know about. We know about the story. We know what happens, but we just don't know the details. And this happens parallel to the events of A New Hope, Episode 4. So that's why this film is so important. And in a way, I think this film is just as big, if not bigger, than Episode 7. So, man, I am really excited about this movie, and we're going to talk about the trailer right now. I didn't do a reaction video for it, but I'm going to give you my review for it. So we're going to take a look at some key scenes. I'm going to give you my thoughts. So we're going to start off with this shot of Felicity Jones, who plays Jyn Erso. And she is the main lead. And this might look familiar. She's standing in front of these things, these panels, which are like star maps or something like that. And Mon Mothma appears. And they have a young Mon Mothma here because the first time she appears is in Return of the Jedi, and now they have her right here talking to Jyn Erso about how she's so rebellious, and then she responds with, "This is the rebellion. I rebel." So great line. Now here is I don't know this actor's name, but I have a feeling that he plays Biggs Darklighter. So if that is really who he plays, then that is great because now we're seeing how these characters are connected, right? So very cool. This is really cool. You see her going up against a couple of Stormtroopers, and she's just blasting away and making things explode. Very exciting scene. This really shows you that she's a very a strong female character. She can handle herself both physically and also mentally. So she has that confidence. Here's Mon Mothma, and oh, check this out. When I saw the Star Destroyer, the first shot of the Star Destroyer, I was like, awesome. And then we saw the Star Destroyer's size in comparison to the Death Star in the background as the Death Star is doing its thing with that circle. That was another wow moment. Now I don't know who this guy is, but he says to her something like, you know, you're going to do this for us, right? And she kindly obliges. And here is her with, I believe that's Biggs Darklighter, with some rebel pilots about to get it on. I mean, by get it on, I mean like go into battle, not actually get it on. You know what I'm saying? But here's an interesting shot. Now, when I first saw this, I was asking myself, like, is this guy supposed to be Grand Moff Tarkin? He's awfully young if he's going to play Grand Moff Tarkin. But then I was thinking, what other characters are there in that timeline who plays a big role in the Empire? And the only person I can think of, the only character I can think of rather, is Grand Admiral Thrawn. But I thought that Disney said that, or Lucasfilm, their representatives like Kathleen Kennedy, I thought that they said that they're not going to delve into the realm of the expanded universe. That's what I thought. Grand Admiral Thrawn is part of the expanded universe, and if they're going to bring him in, then that's going into the expanded universe. So, is this Grand Admiral Thrawn, or is this some entirely new character? If it's not, then it's got to be an entirely new character, because that's definitely not Grand Moff Tarkin. Okay, moving on, we see Stormtroopers, and I'm trying to figure out, is this guy in this cloak, this hooded figure, is he like an evil character, or is this someone that they're taking away, who they have in captivity? I don't know. Here's Forrest Whitaker. I have no clue what his role is. Now, this is a pretty cool scene because you see some fire in the background, and these are some kind of stormtroopers, like a different rank or different type of stormtrooper. We've never seen this type of stormtrooper before. And it looks like some of the rebels are being taken hostage. As you can see, these are rebel pilots, and they're in handcuffs. I believe that's Jyn Erso running away with some kind of droid. And now this is pretty cool. Donnie Yen has his staff, his staff ready to kick some ass of the stormtroopers. And I'm just thinking, how is he going to go up against these stormtroopers when they've got blasters about to shoot at him from long distance? Well, he's freaking Donnie Yen. That's your answer right there. He just uses his bow and whacks at their plastic armor, and then they're done. So that was pretty cool to see him do all that. I just have no clue how he fits into the story. Now, here's some other stormtroopers. And these guys look pretty cool. They have their guns drawn, and it looks like an Imperial shuttle is being destroyed. It's being blown up. Now, here's that character that I believe is Grand Admiral Thrawn. And what's really cool is capes. You know, we don't see a whole lot of characters with capes these days. And he's walking around wearing cape. He's assessing the damage at the battle. So obviously the rebels were successful in this battle. So he's just checking out the damage. Now this is something that should be quite significant. Now this could be one of two things. This could be a new Sith Lord, or this could be Darth Vader. This is our first hint at a possible appearance from Darth Vader. After all, here are the freaking the Crimson Guards. That's G.I. Joe, not Crimson Guards, the Imperial Royal Guards. So they're Royal Guards right there. But is that Darth Vader? It's hard to tell, just because of the way the cloak goes over his body. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look like that could be Darth Vader, unless Darth Vader is going through something. I don't know. I have no clue. But it could be Darth Vader, or it might be a character that's entirely different. Maybe it's an appearance from the Emperor. All right, it could be. Moving on, we have Forrest Whitaker's character saying, "What would you do? What would you do?" And then here's the Chinese actor Jiang Wen, who has his guns ready, blasting at somebody. And I believe maybe these characters could be mercenaries that are fighting for the rebels, or they could be characters that are against the Empire but not necessarily fighting for the rebels. Like their allegiances are not with the rebels, but because they don't like the Empire, then they are I guess they side with the rebels, right? Now this is the scene that really, really blew me away, because it starts off with the camera shooting at the ground, and then as it rises up, you see the AT-ATs, and that was a grand scene. I would have loved to see this short sequence with the AT-ATs on the big screen. Oh man, I would have exploded, okay? And of course, another very classic looking scene. That is this background here, which represents the inside of the Death Star. And that's Jyn Erso wearing an Imperial uniform. So I believe that she disguises herself as a TIE fighter pilot, perhaps, because I cannot think of what other uniforms would have this kind of a look, this appearance, unless it's like a Imperial, a Death Star command control officer or something like that. But that would be a pretty lame thing disguise, or person to disguise herself as. I think disguising herself as a TIE fighter would be a lot cooler, and I think that's what happens. When Forrest Whitaker is going, "What would you do?" and it shows this scene, I'm thinking it suggests that she could turn to the Empire, but I don't think so. I think that she disguises herself as an Imperial officer or TIE fighter pilot, and then that's how she's able to get the Death Star plans and thus helping the rebels in episode 4. So anyways, like I said before, this was an awesome trailer, a really, really great trailer, and it had all the right beats to really make all the fans go wild, and it was great. And like I said before, this is a film that is very, very important in the Star Wars canon. They need to make this film good, as should they do so with all their films, but this film needs to be done with very, I guess, very careful consideration and a lot of thought, just because this is completely connected with the events of the very first film that started it all. So that's why I feel that, you know, they need to really tell this story in with the utmost respect. Otherwise, you know, of course fans won't be happy, but it just affects everything that happens after later on in the other films. So that's why, you know, they might have screwed up the prequels, but this is something that they can totally get right. Okay? Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. I'm pumped for this film. I am pumped for this film just as I was for Force Awakens. I am equally pumped, maybe a little bit higher. But this is a story that I have more, I guess I'm more familiar with than whatever happens in the episodes, the later episodes. So there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. Why don't you let me know in the comment section below how you feel about this first trailer. I'm pumped. I'm excited. And there you go. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Fighting style is like, and I love the brutal nature of it. In fact, I didn't mind that he used guns. I didn't mind that he stabbed thugs with knives.